welcome back to the channel that is nothing. I'm Jam and let's get to it. So today we're diving on into the 10 book challenge, so let's go. Question number 1 in this tag is a book that made you think, and I'm picking Summer of Salt for this one, mainly because I thought it was going to be a very cute queer book, and then that's not what I got at all. I remember my friend telling me, she's like, it's gay, so you'll like it, and then it ended up being like a much deeper story, and so I thought I was like signing up for like some lighthearted fun. It ended up being the complete opposite to that, but I absolutely loved it. It's a fantastic book, but be prepared that it's more than just cute gay queerness. In fact, that is like so not what the story is about. It is amazing, devastating, and just like very eye-opening and very interesting story. Question number 2 in this tag is a book that surprised me, and that is Pride and Prejudice, with how much I did not like it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wanted to so badly, but I just found them both quite unlikable. And I don't know why, but I ended up liking him more than her, which I don't think is the vibe at all. Question number 3 in this tag is a book that made me happy, and that is Brain Is Not Always Right. I absolutely adore that book. It's my favorite thing to read as an adult, mainly because it has way more of an impact, but it's perfect for kids as well. But reading it as an adult definitely has a different tone to it, but oh, I love it so much. I've read it here on the channel. Please, 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 if you don't pick it up, watch it because I love it so much. I cry during it. How embarrassing. A book that made you sad. Question number 4 in this tag is a book that made you sad, and Question number 4 in this tag is a book that made you sad, and I've spoken about this book before on the channel. There's this very specific moment in that book where I feel like the author was being very vulnerable with maybe like an experience that they had been through or like had heard, but it's basically the power being taken away from a woman. But it's a very vulnerable, exposing moment because it's obviously like they're taking so much more from her, like, and it's just I can't even, like, I don't have words for it, but it's a very emotional scene. It's very intense. That whole book is really intense, but that particular moment, I don't know, mind, body, soul felt it, like hit me hard. Question number 5 in this tag is a book that made you feel nostalgic, and I picked Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I don't know what about it made me feel that way. I think it's like the whole gaming aspect made me feel like back when I first picked up video games, like, and like the way it made me feel, and like even though the beginning is kind of a little bit tense with like, oh, she's just going in because she has to be friends with him because he's sick and everything. But putting that all aside, just like the beginning of that book, I think like hit me hard in the feels of like my own childhood, apart not being sick, but like just sitting down playing games with like my friends and my like siblings. Just cute. Question number 6 in this tag is a book that you have a love-hate relationship with. Say it with me. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. There's something to love and hate about that book. Like, as much as I talk about that I don't like it, I do like it, but there's aspects of it that I don't like. I feel like that's with most books as well. That one drove me up the freaking wall. Mainly because like Addie is somewhere between being like a hateable character and a likable character, and I just don't know how I feel about her. And I feel like there needs to be a sequel because there were definitely questions that were not answered in that one. Number 7 in this tag is a book that you have reread the most. It's Six of Crows. I always go back to that one. It's my favorite. Although I feel like King of Scars and Rule of Wolves are like sneaking up on that. And it's not Crooked Kingdom. I generally just read Six of Crows because Crooked Kingdom does my head in. They kill off one of my favorite characters, for one, and also I just feel like it's not as good as the one that came before it, and I don't know. Like, I feel like the first one's very intense because there's a heist going on. It's very, like, we don't know if they're gonna make it out of the ice court, but, like, the sequel just feels like there's a lot of, like, sneaking around. Not that I don't, there's parts of it that I do like, but I feel like the end half of the book I do sort of fall off the wagon a little bit because I'm like, no, they're gonna kill them, and I can't just sit and watch and hear this or read this. Question number 8 in this tag is a book that made you want to travel, and strangely it's Lion Boy, but I feel like my reasoning behind it might make sense to some of you. But it's basically about a young boy. His parents are taken away from him by an evil group, and he goes off to find them / run away from the evil group to make sure he's not captured, but also wants to work out where his parents are. And the strange thing about this story is that he can talk to cats of any variety, so ranging from lions to household cats. And so basically it's him running off and joining the circus, and there's something whimsical about that. And I feel like, you know, when everyone's young, they're like I'm gonna run away, and maybe it's not necessarily to join the circus, but it's definitely in that realm, the vibe of this. But yeah, it's just a very cute book, apart from his parents being kidnapped. Him sort of discovering and learning about the world for himself is really nice and cute, and he outsmarts everybody because obviously it's a kid's book and he's going to be able to do that. Question number 9 in this tag is a book that gave you all the feels, and it's the ask and the answer for this one, which I know some people maybe think, no, well, I don't know why you're saying that, but I feel like the end of that book is so dramatic and so intense, and I just wanted the best to sort of turn out. And this is a bit of a spoiler, but throughout the entire book, I don't know why, but Davy to me became a redeemable character. And so in the end, when you lose him, when he gets shot by his own fucking father, which was the most fucking weird thing ever, but kind of made sense plot-wise, I feel like it just sucked, because I was looking forward to seeing him in the 3rd book, and seeing that sort of character arc come full circle, because in the first one he's such a dickhead, and in the second one he's kind of a dickhead, but then him and the main character get closer, and then I kind of assumed that by the end of the 3rd one he'd be on the good side, but I feel like his time was cut short for that purpose. You know, we didn't get to see it for a reason, but yeah, it's still shitty. Number 10, which is the last question in this tag, is a book that you wish you hadn't read, and I wish I hadn't read. The Rest of Us Just Live Here. Pactness. Why didn't you just write the story of the superheroes? I was way more keen on that than the actual story. And I think that's the point, but I still didn't like it. Anyway guys, that's all I've got for you today. Please subscribe because it's always nice, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.